Okay, so hey everybody, I'm S. Alex Martin, or as some of you call me, the Scalix, or some of the others call me Alex, because that's what I go by most of the time. Yeah, it's Jupiter. It's really bright right now. Sun's not down. Yeah, so this is my first video that I'm going to be putting up for you guys to watch. I'm going to try to do one or two a week maybe. Because I'm in, that phase where I'm not writing and I'm not editing, and I really need something to do, kind of keep people engaged. So I know I'm reading like 7 books right now, I think. I don't make a lot of progress in them because I'm reading so many, but I can do some videos on the books that I'm reading. I can do some videos on editing. I can take your questions. Yeah, like, seriously, ask me as many questions as you want. I have been writing for 12 years, going on 12 and a half. Yeah, closer to 12 and a half. 12 and a half years. I'm 23. Actually, I'm about to turn 24 on Friday. So yeah, I have been writing for more than half of my life. I have written some really crappy stuff. I have written some hopefully good stuff. You guys seem to be enjoying my books, so hoping that continues. Yeah, so ask away. Don't be shy. I want to talk to anybody. Like, there are people I know. I know who you guys are. Like, I pay attention to who my followers are. So if you have questions, go ahead. I know some of you write. I know some of you read. I know some of you are interested in science. I know some of you love astronomy, math. So if your question falls in that category, go for it. I'm an open book. No pun intended, actually. Yeah, I'm sorry, I keep getting distracted by Jupiter. It's right there outside my window. It's super bright. Yeah, so I'm just going to get to the point of the video now, because I've probably spent like 2 minutes talking about all of that. So yeah, right here is the completed first draft of PERIHELID. Look at it. You see, I always sign the drafts. I always make sure I know which one was the first draft, so that so that I can keep track of them, because I end up doing between 9 and 14 drafts of all my books, and I take a red pen and scratch away. I have some examples right here, actually. But yeah, no, like, you kind of see how thick that is. This is 168 pages. It's actually the shortest first draft of my current series that I've ever written, but it is longer than the final draft of Embassy. I chopped Embassy in half from the first draft. Yeah, I guess I'll just show you. First drafts are not final. You see, do you see Embassy as the title there? No, you don't. That says The Recovery at Jarrigreen. That's not Embassy. This is the first draft of Embassy right here. It's 153,000 words long. And it has nothing to do at all with the book that you guys have read. It is completely different. There are aliens, which aren't in Embassy. There are gunfights. The end of Embassy actually is now the end of Resonance of this draft. So what you read in Resonance used to be the end of this book. But yeah, no, like, you see how it says the Recovery Trilogy. That turned out not to happen. I plan on writing 7 books in this series. And then a prequel called We Cannot Be Content, which I have not been secret about whatsoever. You even see it in Resonance, like it's a history. It's a piece of their history. Here's the first draft of Resonance. You can see it's pretty huge. It's like 125,000 words, I believe. I began editing it almost 2 years ago. And you can see November 20th, 2014 is when I finished writing it. So it's, yeah, again, almost 2 years ago. Like, this thing is 2 years old. I can't believe it. Like, it's already been out publicly for a year, and I've had it like this for 2 years. So, like, you can see, if I get my examples going. This is how I edit. I scribble. Yeah, it's all red. It bleeds. Thing about editing books is you cannot hold back. You cannot show mercy. If you show mercy while editing your books, they are going to be awful because you're going to want to leave stuff when it should be going, and you're not going to want to fix it as much as it should be fixed. So when you're editing your books, destroy them. Do not hold back. You cannot hold back. Editing books are more important than writing. Okay. Writing the book and getting the first full draft, super important. But it's going to be awful. It's going to be awful. And you have to accept that. You can't just say, oh, it's so perfect, or, oh, I'm not looking forward to editing. You kind of have to learn to move past all of that and say, if I don't edit this book, it's, number one, not going to get out there. Number two, if I do put it out there, it's going to suck because it's going to have so many grammatical errors, and there are going to be typos and misplaced periods and commas and spacing that isn't working, and you just have to learn that chopping your book apart is 100% okay. It's a beautiful thing to edit a book. You get to read it over and over and over and over and over and over, and once you've read it 14 times, you start missing things, and so that's why in the process of all that, you have to have other people reading it and giving you suggestions and showing you where stuff is wrong and stuff. But yeah, when you edit a book, you read it a lot. Some of these chapters I've read 30 times each. In the first chapter of Embassy, I revised that 49 times. 49 times. It was 49 different versions of the first chapter. Completely different versions. Like, I have every single chapter behind me, actually. The stack is this thick. I'm trying to think. I think I just want to end it right there. It's my first video. I'm going to have more organized videos as time goes on. I promise. I will have video editing software as time goes on. I'm just saving up some money for grad school right now, and I need to pay debt and stuff, and it's not fun. But once I get video editing software, I won't just have these huge chunks of videos that are uninterrupted and have me stuttering and forgetting things. Side note, because now I have a side note. During my grad class last night, I was giving a presentation, and it's over the computer. So it's like, when it's you talking, if you stop talking, it's this really awkward silence. And I couldn't remember a word. And I'm sitting there, I'm just like, yeah, I forget the word, professor. So I just gonna keep going on. And then he corrected me and gave me the word. The word was magnitude, by the way. I don't know how I forgot that, but yeah. There will be less of that as time goes on. I'll try and make my videos more concise, try to make them more structured. This one I'm kind of just rambling at this point. Yeah, one last thing. These 3 books are not the first 3 books I've ever written. Period. It's here. PERIHELID is my 6th book. Like I said, I've been writing since I was 11 years old. I have 3 books that I wrote in elementary school through end of high school. They're not for sale. I took them off. They are not for sale. Don't go looking for them. I will show you pictures of them, but that's it. Don't go looking. I think one's on eBay. They're bad, but they might be worth money in the future. Yeah, so I've written 6 books, not 3, because that's something that a lot of people get confused about. They're like, they think because I call it book 3 that I've only written 3, and I'm like, actually I have these 3 books over here, and yeah, Jupiter is so bright. It's moved. It's actually like moved like a quarter of the way across my window. Yeah, I'm gonna end it there. I think that's really all. I'll show you stuff about my life too. I mean, there are 44 mugs sitting on a shelf right there. I collect mugs. Maybe you'll see my cat one day. I have my door closed right now so he can't come in. My dog's actually sitting right outside of it. I don't know why. Yeah. Oh, and my virtual reality. I can show you that too, but you can't see what I would be seeing. So, yeah. Well, actually, I'm going to shut up, and good night, everybody. Hope you enjoyed this first video. Hope you get to see a little bit more of me as I am, because I am kind of like this. Like, this is kind of me-ish. I'll become more natural, I promise. I'm not a YouTuber, as you can tell. I'm a writer. I don't do well with cameras. I love giving interviews, but I've only done that twice on TV, so, yeah. Send me your questions about anything. I'll do a AMA, Q&A, FAQ about me, slash writing, slash editing, slash books, slash science. Yeah. Cool. Hope that you guys all get to know me a bit more. Hope I get to know more about you. And signing off.